Hi, I'm Joe Duma on SideOfMoon.com. I'm standing here in the fields of Israel, just up the road from the checkpoint, the Army checkpoint on Highway 90. That's Mount Gilboa in the background. And this is a field a lot of the searchers know about. It's on a slope. And today is, what's today? Today is Wednesday. What is today? Doesn't tell me. March, what's the date today?
I got my phone out, I don't know.
Today is Wednesday, March 16th.
Thank you, brother.
And we're out here checking the barley, and we have Becca Bitterman here showing us around, showing us the lay of the land. There's always a problem with the barley every year. People are saying that we're too early. Well, if you pull up this barley, they got to go another 30 days. It's going to be gone. It's going to be gone. It's going to be going to seed real soon. Is it ready? Yes, it's ready. And we're going to show you that in a few minutes. Okay?
Takanot on Maasi.
We have 30 tombstones from Zohar. I have the most extensive collection of tombstones from Zohar of evidence around the world. We did this last year, we did this the year before. We started to check the dates on the tombstones. When did they keep Passover? Because people died on Passover Day. And when you check those dates, they were weeks before March 22nd. Weeks. That meant that the Aviv was declared sometime in February. I've got tombstones. Those tombstones from the 300s to 500 AD. So the equinox, it's a non-issue. Those of you that are using it need to get some big boy pants on and start keeping the barley at the proper time. Because if you're not, you're sinning. And if you're sinning, Jehovah doesn't hear your prayers.
Get out of there.
Start again?
Well, you did the first one, but yeah, go for it.
What am I doing? First, second. Takanot.
Ready? Takanot. Ba'amasim. Takanot. Ba'amasim. Oh, no, Omasim. Oh, it's
Who? Oh?
Takanot.
Takanot. Vu all masim. Takanot. Vu all masim. Takanot. Vu all masim. Masim. I'm going to take some of this home. I'm going to put it on the skillet. I'm going to roast it, and we're going to see what happens to it. We're also going to take some of the stock. See that? That's nice. That's nice. We're going to take some of the stock, and we're going to stand it up. Because when you take the stock, you tie this together. Right? You tie that together, you put it at the sheath. You put the sheath into a stook, and you let it stand on the stook overnight. And then the next morning, that plant knows that it's dying. It's going to suck up all the juice into this top and make a seed as quickly as possible. We're going to show you that.
Takanot. Ba'amasim.
Takanot. Vu ma'asim. Takanot.
Takanot. Ba'amasim.
Takanot.
Takanot. Ba'amasim. Takanot. Ba'amasim. Ma'asim.
Again.
Takanot. Ba'amasim.
Takanot. Vu ma'asim. Takanot. Vu
Oh,
ma'asim.
Joe, you're a bad influence. Stop it.
We got this clump here.
Hey, Joe, be careful. You know we have those Palestinian vipers.
Right? I'm going to put that in the skillet. I'm going to roast that. I got a whole bunch in my pocket.
Ready.
So you all know that the tops come first. Let's see if we can find one. It just fall off. Look at this one. Okay, look at it. They're almost ready to go to seed. You gotta wait 30 days for that? It's gone, buddy. It's gone. Here, that one's brown. Can't even cut it. Oh, I didn't cut. That's hard though. So one of the things I wanted to do this year and coming here is I want to shut down all these Takanot and Maasim. You know, Nehemiah Gordon taught me about Takanot and Maasim. You know, with the Matthew, he talks about the whatever Moses tells you to do, you do. But whatever the Pharisees tell you to do, you don't do what they do. Do what Moses was told to do. Well, in the barley search, we're starting to get a whole bunch of Takanot and Maasim. Where does it say that you got to have barley by the end of the 12th month? Where does that say that? You can look around and see that the barley's all green. It's green ears. You got to have barley, and the only reason we're looking for barley is for wave sheaf day. That's the only reason we need barley, for wave sheaf day. Leviticus 2, 1 to 14 tells you how to prepare the barley for wave sheaf day. It doesn't tell you how to prepare the barley for the end of the 12th month. We got to get rid of these Takanot and Maasim. Now I hope you enjoy the song that I plan to hear with this video, because I'm going to get this going in your head. Takanot and Maasim. Okay? Let's go look for some more.
Takanot and Maasim.
Okay, so this is the barley we picked yesterday. It's more than 12 hours. And it's all just shattering in our hands as we do it. But we're going to roast it to get the rest of the moisture out. And we're doing that here. We're just going to see what's going to happen. Barley roasted. Roast it, and then we're going to clean it up and get it ready for an offering. Here we are, we're just 24 hours after we cut the barley yesterday, and we're about to get it ready here. It's Thursday evening, we're just by sunset. We got seeds roasted, got rid of all the extra stuff. The seeds in there, some of the greens don't have anything, really, some of the brown do. Here's what we got. Little barley seeds. This one's nicely roasted. Got a nice color to it. And we're going to try and cut it. That's hard. It's going to be ground in the flour. Don't know where the other half went. So, just want to demonstrate that if you roast it, get rid of water, you get the seed of it. Now, I don't know what the method is to get all this. If you need an iron. Okay, there you go, folks.
I'm ready. Go for it. Dun, 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 dun.
The barley represents all those who died in the faith up until Yeshua came out of the grave. They came out with Yeshua at the end of the Sabbath and went into Jerusalem. They were the wave offering Sunday on Wave Sheaf Day. Still talking to you from the Garden of Gethsemane, the real Garden of Gethsemane where Yeshua prayed. Look at all the different flowers here at this time of year. All the different fruit. The oranges and lemons are out. The blossoms on this tree, I don't know what that tree is there. The pomegranates are still dormant from last year. And I'm hanging on to an almond tree. Look at the beautiful blossoms on this almond tree. Remember in the story when Yeshua came to Jerusalem when he's going to be crucified? He cursed the fig tree. Why did he do that? What was wrong with the fig tree? There's no figs on there this time of year. He did it because it's symbolic of the tree of knowledge of good and evil in the Garden of Eden. And the next day they came back and the tree was dead, gone, withered up. Then Yeshua came and he was hung on the tree of life. It wasn't a crucifix. Look at the Acts, look what the apostles, the witnesses say, it was a tree. The tree of life is an almond tree. Aaron's rod that's put inside the Ark of the Covenant was an almond tree rod. The menorah is made in the shape of an almond tree buds. Here we have an almond. Right here. With all these beautiful blossoms. Yeshua is hung on the tree of life on an almond tree. And he came back to life 3 days, 3 nights later. 3 days and 3 nights. Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Thursday day, Friday day, and Saturday day. At the end of the Sabbath, at the end of Saturday, he came back to life. Our Messiah is not dead. And that's the promise of the Wave Sheaf Day. That's what it means to keep the barley. That's why we keep the barley. It's a Wave Sheaf Day. Because the saints, Matthew 27 verse 50, 51, 52, 53, when he died on the Wednesday, those graves were raised up and marked. Symbolic of the marking of the barley. And then, after the Sabbath, that barley is harvested and brought into the temple and is waved on the Sunday morning at 9 a.m. We read in John, there's a man in white robes, not an angel, a man, a young man. That means he was alive, he was brought back to life. Because in Matthew 27 verse 50 or 51, those people that were raised up came out of the graves when Yeshua came out of the grave at the end of the Sabbath, and they went into Jerusalem and everyone saw them. This is the great miracle of the Wave Sheaf offering that nobody understands. It's the first resurrection of the saints. It's the first one. And if you understand that, if you can grasp that, that's why we look for the barley. That's what it means. That's why we search for the barley. Because the first fruits of the wheat at Shavuot, they represent you and I. And everyone who's lived since Yeshua came out of the grave, that's the apostles and all the saints since then, they will be raised out of the grave on Shavuot. I believe that to be the year 2033. That's just 11 years from the time that we're making this video. In 2022. They'll be raised out of the grave at that time. You and I who are alive will be changed in the twinkling of an eye. Those of us who are dead will be raised at that time. That's the importance. That's what's so great about him coming back to life in the garden, or coming back to life after he was killed at Passover in 31 AD. There's great hope for us. Great hope. Signified in this almond tree. The tree of life. Grab onto the tree of life. That's the Torah. Get rid of the fig tree. Get rid of the knowledge of good and evil. Start learning Torah. Shalom from Jerusalem. Once again, there's a Mount of Offense. That's Ras Al-Mud in the foreground. And Silwan is on the hill. And now coming into view is the city of David. And we're coming over to the Alaska Mosque and the Dome of the Rock. And the Dome of the Rock is where everyone says the temple was built.
And my scene. And my scene.
So that's a clue. If you don't know what that means, watch the rest of the video. We're showing all the false stuff. Yeshua was first arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane on Mount Golgotha, then judged at the temple in the city of David, then sent to Caiaphas' house, then sent to Pilate at Dome of the Rock, also called the Pavement, then sent to Herod's palace at Jaffa Gate. Herod then sent Yeshua back to Pilate at the Dome of the Rock, also called the Pavement. He is lashed and condemned to death. He is brought back to the Mount of Offense, crucified and stoned to death for blasphemy. Yeshua, Jehovah, our King, has risen. We now await our turn, which is coming at Shavuot in just a few short years' time, when we will be changed in the twinkling of an eye for alive, or those of us who are dead will be raised up.
There's Joe. Praying for you guys. I've been with this guy a few days. Trust me. He's got a heart of gold. He loves you guys. He just wants to teach you what he knows. Should be standing where Yeshua was crucified, and now he's talking to him about you and me. Yevarekaka Yahovah Vaish Mereka Ya'er Yahovah Panav Aleka Vehunika Yisa Yahovah Panav Eleka Ve'asim Leka Shalom Ve'asim Leka Shalom. Jehovah bless you and keep you. May Jehovah shine his face upon you and be gracious unto you. May Jehovah look upon you and give